All right, hello and welcome. Um, Today we're going to be going back on my bullshit, like people often say. Yes, Karn is back on the menu. We're gonna be playing some, basically what I expect to be a slightly updated version of the classic Karn Millet list. You're gonna see that we're playing three Once Upon a Times. Um, I chose to go with a no castle list. Then I did consider trying to experiment a little bit and try to see if I could fit like one or two castles maybe. My thought was going to be over the Celestial Sanctuary and over something else, probably like one of the cantrips or the Pact of Negation. But then I kind of like thought against it. I might give something like that a shot later. Maybe we can do like over one basic forest and one Celestial Sanctuary, and we cut two gemstone mines for two breeding pools or something like that. But I think I'd rather just go with the classic tried and true nine bounce land versions, and we can take it from there if we want to. But yeah, so uh, basically I used the list that I streamed yesterday without. Good evening, everybody. DNT and doesn't matter. In case heroes, welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out today. Um, Basically what I wanted to do is I started off with my Once Upon a Time list, and then fit Karn. Obviously, Steerings is gonna be arguably just better than Once Upon a Time in this list, because it finds Karn, explosives, and amulet, while Once Upon a Time costs two versus one, obviously, and then we also have like basically only five finds Titan. So I'm going to start with this split. I could see it going the other way, but I'm going to start with this split and see how it feels. But yeah, the mana base is going to be basically the same thing, except we cut two castles. We're only playing 28 lands instead of 29 like we've been playing lately, and we're playing one more bounce land. What did I cut on the sideboard? Yeah, well, I'm getting to that. So in order to make room for the three Once Upon a Times, what I did is I cut the second explosives, the 29th land, and I was playing a Sloth, I think, or I can or a Rexage, the Rexage. That's what I cut. Yeah. Um, so those are the cuts that I did to fit Karn. So we're gonna see how this works out. Now in the sideboard, I have kind of like a minimal wish package. I mean, I would be playing the explosives anyway, so the explosives are still there. But I have one worm coil, one lattice, one pithing needle. These are the three that I consider to be a must. Basically, these are like the three cards that I always want to have in my wish package, and that that I'm going to be playing today. Tormod's Cred was also a consideration, but since I have Bojuki Ball already in the main deck, there was like little incentive for Tormod's Crypt, and I chose to go with the Cavern of Souls over the second Field of the Dead. The reason for this is that we talked about it yesterday, right? Like Cavern of Souls is very important right now, mostly against Grixis Shadow or Sedex, especially now that they're playing like the Cryptic Command version, and Storm. And then of course it has like the sided benefit of so you sometimes play it against like random stuff like the blue red delver that we've been playing against a lot lately for whatever reason. So that is also a consideration. Then I cut the second Force of Vigor and the second Obstinate Bailoff to make room for these two, and the Tireless Striker is also missing from this list, and that's the Pithing Needle there. And then the three dismembers, two disdainful strokes. That's what we're working with today. Of course, changes will probably be made as we play through the league. But this is gonna be basically just our starting point, and then we'll take it from here. I'm not even sure that this is the proper configuration. We'll figure it out. So second Celestial Sanctuary just to have more colors for the EE. So basically, it doesn't matter. Like you can have a second Celestial Sanctuary or a second Gruul Turf. I I have this license actually just because like there's no real reason why I'm playing these over the Groove Turf. They are both like the same effectively. All I want is like a green colorless bounce land. Basically, that's what I want. All right, we're gonna put this over here. We're gonna start the game. Ugh. I actually think this is a mulligan. It's nice that we have a turn 3 uncounterable Asusa, but this can backfire super hard. And we can't even steerings on one, so we don't know whether we should. I guess it's a turn 4 Titan on the play if we find a bounce land. Alright, I'm gonna keep it. I basically convinced myself. No ballista to wish for? No, not really. There's no need for ballista in the current metagame. Like the decks that ballista is good against are just not a thing basically anymore. Am I playing against Grixis Shadow? No, it can't be Grixis Shadow. It is Grixis. What? Bug Shadow? Huh. Misty Rainforest. It has to be Bug, right? All the discard spells. It has to be Bug. Alright, so we really want to. My opponent has turned to Angler, so we really want to find a bounce land here. Yeah, they're just playing Misty Rainforest in their Shadow deck, which is very weird. Yeah, I think I'm going to Steerings here. Hmm. We already have a Tulare West, so I guess I want a second blue source. Alright. Yep, my opponent's just playing Grixis Shadow, but with Misty Rainforest for whatever reason. That's Big Angler. Alright, that's actually not horrendous. We can like stabilize a little bit. My opponent only has a single mana, so I don't need. There's nothing that I need to be afraid of. And of course, I'm not jamming Karn into my opponent's stub mana up. So we're gonna do this on Giant first, and then Bounce Land, returning the Radiant Fountain. So my opponent seems to be lacking. My opponent seems to be lacking red mana, which is good for me because it means no TBR. Never mind. Another Misty Rainforest. What the hell? Yeah, Shadow has seen a massive uptick for sure. Yeah, this is lethal if they have the TBR. I guess they don't. Cool. Get to live one more turn. This is too much of a clock though. Yeah, like I can Titan here, but I'm just not sure that's gonna be enough. I guess I have to. And I'm gonna get Vesuva to copy Fountain. So that means that I don't just die to I don't just die to what's his name? What am I trying to say here? I don't just die to call out of command. That's what I was trying to say. So I can jump here, take 5 down to 3, and it's not looking good. But I think I need to find Field of the Dead here. Bring back Kalni, yeah. No, my opponent is a known grinder, so I'm pretty sure that it's not a card availability issue. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna find Field of the Dead, which is not gonna be live anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not. No, I guess that is not even worth it then. All right, so I guess I'll just get Boros Garrison, and then 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. 5 next turn. Yeah, so I guess we die to stub anyway. All right, this is bad. So I can transmute for explosives, transmute for counter spell. Another shadow. So I transmute for. No, but then it just died to the angler, so it just doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Worm coil doesn't do it either. Okay, so I think I'd rather just not show them the Karn and just concede here. That's rough. Shadow is such a brutal card, huh? Death Shadow is such a brutal card. Nah, I think that they are fine in the Shadow matchup. They are like not great, but like I'd rather have Karn than Amulet, right? Oh, Pedro, you get out of here. You know that I have an unjustified love affair with this guy. We should be having elk for dinner. Nah. The best thing about Oko and about playing Oko in your Amulet deck is that you can call the deck Amulelk. That's like the only reason to play Oko in your Amulet deck. So you can call it Amulelk. Couldn't you just oh thank you for the Twitch Prime sub, by the way. Pedro, welcome back. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you so much for being here once again. Yeah, Frost Jack. So I knew that my opponent had Stubborn Denial in hand, just by the way that they had been playing. Ugh, brutal. Just by the way that they have been playing, I basically knew for a fact that they had Stubborn Denial in hand. So yeah, we're just gonna do this. And I guess I could once upon into Scout. but I'm not going to play for that because I really need a bounce land. You're not playing Akos because you dislike it or because you don't own them? Both. Both reasons. I tested Oko and I didn't like it. Look at my opponent accruing all of this value. Shuffling away the cards that they don't like, drawing the cards that they do. Too much value. I guess I would have been able to to get there. All right. Rot Farm. All right, that was a mistake. Yeah, that was. Well, I guess no, it does matter. Yeah, I should have played the Rot Farm there. I was playing around Damping Sphere, but by playing around Damping Sphere, I basically made it so I can't Karn next turn, which is no bueno. How can we make this Shadow better matchup? Play a different deck. I mean, it's just a bad matchup. There's not much that's worth doing about it, to be honest. Okay, so my opponent for sure has another Stubborn Denial. Because that's a very aggressive stub. Unfortunately for me, there's not much that I can do about it. I basically just have to play into it. Thoughtseize. Alright. But yeah, I mean, if you want to make Shadow a better matchup, you probably need to just like build the deck in a completely different way. Like you probably want Thrugtusk in there. You probably want like more explosives in the main deck. You probably want. I mean, it's just bad. It's just bad overall. I mean, if we find an untapped land here, though, we're gonna be able to tighten my opponent. Wow, the best one too. That was a greedy take from my opponent to take the Karn there. So I don't care about their graveyard. So I guess I just Bordos Garrison or Tolaria West because of Dreadbore or something like that. I could alternatively do, yeah, probably like a source for we're gonna do this. This allows me to attack through Shadow, thanks to the Sun Home. All right. I don't think the Grove does enough. Like you need like 3 copies of Grove at least, and it does something sometimes, and sometimes it just doesn't. Yeah, that was I have no idea when my opponent took the Karn instead of the Summoner's back. Like they were putting themselves in such a rough position. As a Shadow player, I think Almas makes up his success now. I disagree, Pedro. Oh, we have 2 Pedros. Chameleon Colossus is a good one. Chameleon Colossus is a good one for sure. It's just so narrow though. I'm not from the Vale. Pedro Duval. Yeah, we're gonna go with the same setup. This is hilarious. Like I actually had a very similar hand against Ponza yesterday. And they triple dismember hand. It didn't work out, so I'm going to assume that this is not going to work out again. We're gonna keep this, and I think I'm actually gonna bottom the amulet. Seems like the worst card in my hand. I think that if they Thoughtseize, I once upon in response. Yeah, I really need to find a land. Oof! Wow. I'm gonna bottom 3 Titans? Ugh. That's disgusting. Well, that feels really bad. That feels so bad. Colossus in a strain blue-green blue once upon a time list is nicely rolled, narrow, but the toolbox nature makes it worth it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely defensible for sure. 100%. And I think I'm going to just like play out the explosives this turn. Play it out for 1. Now I'm basically protected from discard spells, and I have no more the answer to a shadow. Play the land that my opponent knows about. They only have 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I'm Argentinian. It's interesting that my opponent is going for the no damage route, which is great for me. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I am going to take this turn off to dismember my opponent's angler, and now they have no clock. All the street wraiths. Please don't have Royal Scions. They have another angler. Okay, that's really good for them, and that's really bad for me. All right. Wow, this is so bad. This really sucks. All right, I'm gonna start chomping this angler just so I can play out my Asusas. And I haven't even found the bounce land either. This is so bad on so many levels. This is kind of hilarious though. Just throwing all the Asusas under the bus. I mean, this is my last Asusa, so I think I'm just gonna take this one. Because if I found the bounce land now, thanks to the amulet, wow, I'm just never finding the bounce land, huh? Stub. Alright. This is the real price. We got another stub. They do have another stub. Okay. Well, without to TBR. No, I didn't want to chump because if this amulet resolves, the Asus actually represents a ton of mana and allows me to do multiple things. I'm just like never finding a land. Hardcast Street Wraith, 2% lethal. That's really funny. Or another angler. So they literally drew 3 anglers in their mull to 5, and no Death Shadows. Stubborn, disdainful stroke, of course. Well, never saw a bounce land. Never saw a threat. We bottom 3 Titans with the Once Upon a Time. Even if we did find the Titans, we never saw lands to cast them. So, Celavi, do you think that the new Elspeth will be good in Pioneer? What is the new Elspeth? Because if it's a leak, I didn't actually see it. Hey Scott, how you doing? Happy Thursday to you as well. Could have gotten Titans, we stuck with just yeah. All of that was like the basic first was the only land, so we only saw 4 lands in the top 25 cards. Wait, is that correct? We saw 5 lands in the top 25 cards. When we once upon a time, no, in the top 20 cards, we only saw 4 lands in the top 20 cards. None of them a bounce land. Yep, I'm gonna keep this. So this is a turn for Titan with backed backup and gaining some life with Radiant Fountain. Yeah, we've been hitting some rough variants lately, honestly. Hitting some rough variants. And it's not like I've been greedy. I just have not been drawing the cards. You could have transmitted for Simic. No, at no point I was given a chance to transmit for Simic. At no point I had the chance of doing that. So Bliss be a Gobo, nice. Turn 1 creature is great for me because now I can. Oof! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're probably gonna win this game pretty easily. Even if they Searing Blaze here, that's fine. Yeah. Searing Blaze, we Simic Growth, we bounce here. Yeah, this is easy mode. Still at 20, it's like nothing happened. It's like we basically just started the game. Bolty Asusa. Yep, classic move. Time to go back to Path to Exile and Dismember, perhaps? I mean, it would have made 0 difference. Would have made literally no difference whatsoever. It's just like we're just not drawing cards, right? So opponent concedes. Right, so we bring in the explosives, Reclamation Sage, Obstinate Baloth, out with Karn, and there we go. This match is like being Grixis Shadows against us, so easy to win. I don't think it's that easy to win. I mean, if you draw hands like this, yes, it's gonna be pretty easy. But like basically, my opponent has to kill this scout on 2, or they lose the game. I guess now even if they do, I probably still win because I drew an Asusa. If you do draw like this, then this game is actually pretty easy. Oh, no second land OP? No second land OP? Tell me more about it. Yep. GG's. GG's. Our gas is just like our hand is just pure gas. Nothing but pure gasoline. And they tapped out of what's his name? Amulet of Vigor. Yeah, that amulet's not gonna do anything. Skewer the critics. Sure. GG's. Yeah, they just concede. I think because I already had the second Titan in hand, I was gonna go with for Field of the Dead because I didn't need to play around Path to Exile. That hand was just the nuts against Burn. Potential turn 2. Sign me up. Yeah, I mean, my opponent had a hand filled with gas, but if they were just like pointing, whenever your opponent points a lightning bolt at your Sakura Tribe Scout, more often than not, you're very, very happy about that outcome. Shadow again? God damn. Grixis Shadow again. Alright, choose wisely, opponent. They kind of have to take the amulet, actually. Because they can answer the Asusa. Yep. Smart man, my opponent. Man or gal. Alright. So we're going to play Asusa, play land, and play explosives on one preemptively to answer potential shadows. Pass it turn. So now my opponent kind of has to kill the Asusa. And if we draw a Titan, we kind of just win. Water Grave. Huh. Interesting that they went for double Water Grave instead of splitting the difference. Actually, drawing any land there, it's kind of fine because um, because now I have Titan mana next turn if I draw a Titan. That's probably a Thoughtseize just for the damage. Yeah. So I'm going to wait here because if I draw a Titan, I want to cast it. Ugh, that's actually. So I guess I have to, right? Yeah, I feel like I have to just transmute for a Titan here. We get got by a discard spell, but it's like it's not much else that I can do. And I can kill the shadow and step. It's not like I care about the amulet that much. Like I already have my mana set up. I'm definitely not killing shadow right now though. Huh. Hmm. So we have some options here. Option number one is to pact right now. If we pact right now, my opponent will need double stub, basically. So I kind of like that, actually. And then we get got by second thoughtseize, basically. But if we untap and my opponent stubs, then we get time walked, and I'm not into that, you know. I'm not into that time walk life. So here we get to crack and we get to kill the shadow, and then we can pay for the stub. Then we pay for pact on upkeep. So we get Titan. We pay for pact on upkeep, and then next turn we can do some stuff and some things. I guess we have Titan mana either way. Yeah, so I definitely like that play. If my opponent has another Thoughtseize here, that's fine. But like we basically for sure had they for sure had a stub there. Well, we have copies of both of these lands. That's brutal. So we're not gonna be able to trigger field here. But that's probably fine anyway. Unless they have this Info Stroke main deck. Drown in the Lock. I mean, I wasn't playing around that one. I didn't know that Shadow started playing that. I mean, we could not have played around it anyway, I don't think. Like, we would have needed to wait until we find the bug or something. That's kind of brutal, though. We also had exactly 6 cards in the yard. Poggers. Yay! Yay, top decks! Yay, top decks. Alright, so... Actually, my opponent has a Drowner Lock in the graveyard, so I have 2 options. I can bog myself here. Oh, I think I'm gonna go bog myself. That's like the only answer that my opponent can have here, right? Just another Drowner Lock. Alright. And then just get field going. Unfortunate that we were 1 mana short away from attacking and just like lethally in my opponent, but gotta say when I started playing Amulet I was packed when my opponent tap out on EOT. I didn't realize you could do it in my turn. I know, right? Level up moment kind of thing right there. So we could go for lethal if we wanted to. I feel like if we take it easy, we basically cannot lose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get Vesuva, copy field, plus bounce land. Just zombie the shit out of my opponent. Sounds like a solid plan. Get some Sumbos. Yeah. And my opponent is forced to block, but I'm not forced to do anything. So my opponent's gonna block. I will assign all damage to the Gourmet Angler. And then just let damage happen, and we still have a Tillera in hand. Yeah, so that was... I mean, that's what needs to happen for us to beat Shadow, right? And this second explosives. We take out this to take out Ghost Squatter, and take out 2 Scouts and 1 Amulet. Alright, we need to win 1 of the other 2 matches. One of the other two games. Let's see if we can get there. Let's see if we can draw some real cards. Out of all the cards that I have here, the only one I'm a little bit iffy about is the Obstinate Baloth. I think that my opponent is going to be bringing in Colon's commands though, so vamos los pibes. I think my opponent's going to be bringing in K commands, so Baloth seems kind of worth it. But it's definitely one of those that like I really wish I had Ferox instead of Baloth in this matchup. Yeah, this is a snap keep, so we're gonna snap keep it. It's interesting how often your Grixis Shadow opponents have like turn 1 discard spell when they only play 6 discard spells. It's not like the other Shadow decks that play like 8 of them. They only play 6, but they always have it on 1. Sneeping this hand. So they have Stub. Whack-a-moles. Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Enjoy your emotes. And yeah, if you have questions about the sideboard guide, then feel free to message me in the Discord. Yeah, it can be brutal sometimes. So, do I Amulet into my opponent's Stubborn Denial? I feel like I don't. I just play a basic forest and pass the turn. And next turn I play mine and then Amulet. I feel like if my opponent is not using their mana, that's actually good for me. Watery Grave. Huh. Twice they went straight for double Watery Grave. Collective Brutality. Alright. So I'm gonna play an Amulet, and then I'm gonna play a Celestial Sanctuary. Nice. So we're gonna play the Amulet, I'm gonna play the Celestial Sanctuary. This means that even if my opponent destroys my Amulet somehow, with a K command or whatever, I can still Azusa next turn. We get got by Damping Sphere, but that's it. That's fine. Like we're getting got by Damping Sphere anyway. Because if my opponent does answer the Amulet, then we can't Azusa anyway. So. And if my opponent doesn't have a discard spell for this Azusa, then I'm not going to play the Karn unless my opponent taps out. If they tap out, obviously I'm going to just jump the Karn, but if they don't tap out, then I'm just going to play both my lands and guarantee primetime mana for next turn. I mean, it's the story of this game is basically my opponent not having a clock. As long as my opponent doesn't have a clock, we're going to be winning. The minute my opponent puts a clock on the battlefield, then we're going to be in trouble. There's a Scalding Tarn. There's going to be a red source. Probably. Yeah, there it is. So there's probably going to be a K command. And I think I'm going to discard this Karn to the K command. Oh, Shadow. That's much worse for me. Alright, so my opponent does not have drawn the lock mana. So I'm just going to do this. Play my Azusa. Play Cavern on Giant. Now the question. Do I play the Gruul Turf or do I play the Gemstone Mine? If I expect this amulet to get answered, then I should play the Gruul Turf this turn, which should guarantee Titan mana next turn. But if my opponent does not answer the amulet nor the Asusa, then of course I'm way better off. Yeah, I'm gonna play her on my opponent having a K command, so I'm gonna play this Gruul Turf here. Any thoughts on Karn with Explorer and No Once Upon a Time? I mean, I already did that, right? So I do think it's great because I've already done it. So so I can guarantee that it's good. And that is one thing that people always ask me, and I just keep repeating myself, which is like I don't understand the thought process behind it, but I guess it's like something that people just assume. It's that if you are playing, like if a new card gets printed, right? Like Once Upon a Time got printed. The fact that that card got printed doesn't immediately turn what was already a good deck into a bad deck, right? So it's not that Once Upon a Time got printed, now Karn is unplayable. That's not how Magic works. Like that's just not how it works. Um, like it's still fine. Like what was good, it's still gonna be good. Hmm. So yeah, I assume that my opponent has one Stubborn Isle in hand. So I think I'm going to offer the trade here. Garrison Stronghold. One, two, three, four, five. Please tell me you mostly play Modern. All the streamers I watch really seem to only play Pioneer. Oh, I play mostly Modern, yeah. I do play a little bit of Pioneer here and there because I think the format is actually kind of fun. But I do stream mostly Modern. So if you're into Modern, Big Yeti, you're in the right spot right now. I think I just made a mistake. No, I didn't because I still don't have a blue source anyway, so it's fine. And I suspect that this is gonna be a Karn game now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 Karn. 1, 2, 3, 4, another Karn. Explosives. Blow it up. And we're gonna use zombies to get there. Yeah, I'm gonna get field plus Solaria West, I think. Wait, what? Oblivious End Gaming, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Wow, my opponent missed the line. They should have shocked themselves. If they shook themselves, this is basically a chump attack. And if they were going to K-command me, then this makes no sense at all. Unless their last card in hand is exactly a Street Wraith. They made a huge punt here. Yeah, that's a really bad punt on their side. So, Field of the Dead, and I guess we don't care about any of that. Either my opponent has the Battle Rage or they don't. So we're going to Field of the Dead and Tolaria West. Ooh, we can actually Field of the Dead on Sunhome. This means that my opponent can't attack because I actually have lethal with a zombie. That's hilarious. Yeah, field is very good here unless my opponent has TBR. If they have TBR, they win, obviously. So this is the first jump. I guess the first trade. Wow, that's such a whiff on their side. If they shock themselves, they like I'm actually chump attacking into the Death Shadow. Like since I got to all the way to combat phase, like I assumed that my opponent didn't have the K command, but I guess they did have it. Crazy. But if they have snap, that's fine, I guess, right? Like I'm chump blocking here. That's easy. Do you have the TBR or not? That's the only question that matters. They don't. All right, sweet. So we should be good. Unless their hand is stub. Nice. So let's start there and see what my opponent does. Play this one. You got stubborn now. They do have stubborn now. All right, that's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you have another stubborn now? Snappy. All right. So no cards left in hand. No cards left in hand. Zombie. Another Karn. We're 1 mana short here. Still gonna do it. No attacks. I went with the how do you call it, with the conservative play, and I guess I was rewarded because I would have totally gotten got by the Snapcaster Mage if I had gone for the hasty Sumbo. Huh? What now? So I think I can swing lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. So I can swing for lethal here. So let's see what my opponent top decked. And we still have explosives mana, so we're not afraid of dying. Double strike. Sumbo for the win. They have it. Brutal. All right. So I guess I'm going to minus for Wormcoil. And probably just crack these explosives. And I'm not going to take the 8 damage. There's no need for me to. because I have a second explosives. They attack Karn? What the hell? I mean, if they have another shadow, I want them to play it out. So I'm going to actually crack there. Poggers. So I guess I start here. Yeah, yeah, for sure I start here because I can make the Titan uncounterable. So we start for sure here. My opponent will need to answer this, and then they will be dead to the Worm Coil. They don't. So we just jam. Yeah, this is game over. So there you West. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can actually hardcast the Worm Coil here. So I'm going to bog. I'm going to bog myself. I guess I can bog them. Oh no, I can't actually. So yeah, so let's do this. And then I guess I do haste the Titan. Swing 8. Bounce. Bounce. Lethal. Alright. Any guess on Mystery Booster? I have no idea what that is. Like I kind of saw something like on the fly or whatever. I don't know. That seems like the kind of stuff that I am not the target. Like that seems geared way more towards a casual audience, and like I'm not a casual audience, so like the fancy like foil stuff just doesn't appeal to me. So I have no idea what that is. This hand is not good enough. Turn for Karn on the play. Not good enough. This is modern after all. Oh. My opponent says that they're a fan of the stream, so they're excited to play. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dexta. This hand is much better, so we're gonna keep this hand, and I guess we're gonna bottom the Gulgai Rot farm. Like, I'd rather have access to double blue. Oh man! Have I done some Pioneer lately? I did a little bit of Pioneer. I basically was pretty excited about the Devotion deck, and now it got banned, so I will need to like figure out what I'm gonna play next. I'm probably gonna continue playing the Devotion deck, but just see what's up. Not a bad draw. So we're gonna once upon first, see what happens. So opponent does stub. That's actually not that problematic because now it means that my bog is live, and this delays the angler, obviously. So now they basically there's no combination that gets them angler mana next turn, and this means that now the amulet is way more likely to resolve because my opponent is down to stubborn now. Oh, they have the Thoughtseize Brutal. All right. This deck was way too strong. I was playing like a red version that was splashing Xenagos. It was actually interesting. Let's see. Yeah, like with Xenagos and stuff. So now I did need to make some changes in order to update it after the bannings and stuff. But I haven't really been messing around with it. I haven't really been messing around with it. I should. I don't know. It feels like the fact that everybody is just playing Pioneer makes me more excited about playing Modern in a way, which is a weird thing to say. but, but I don't know. That's just how I feel. I'm just a rebel, you know. Ugh. Yep. Named Shaman here. Cast the Scout. It's probably gonna get pushed. Like this is, I mean, we're playing against that shadow draw that is just not beatable for us. There's some shadow draws like we saw already that are a little bit more manageable. We're playing against a non-beatable Death Shadow draw right now. So here's the Angler, and they have another Stubborn now. Ugh. And I need to chump. Yep, I need to chump. Oh, they have the TBR. Never mind. We're good. Nothing to see here. All right, Thirst Death Shadow player in the same league. I'm pretty much got this sideboarding memorized at this point. I mean, if Death Shadow is this popular in the metagame, maybe I should be just like playing not Karn and just play Chameleon Colossus in the sideboard. Honestly, I could kind of see it. Like, Death Shadow is such a beating for us. Alright. Okay. We're one once upon looking for a bounce land. If we do, we have turn 2 Karn. I really doubt that my opponent is not going to stop me. But if they don't, like if they use their turn to like cast the Serum Visions or whatever, then we could be fine. Alright. Opponent moves to 6. Whoops. No bounce lands. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I think I'd rather have the interaction in the form of Bojuka Bog. I'm trying to gain as much time as possible. Alright, see what's up here. Inquisition? Yeah. No, Fatal Push. Okay. Play my Amulet. Play my Bojuka Bog. Try to stop the early Angler. Don't know how effective that will be, but alright, bye-bye Summoner's Pact. We can Karn next turn if we want to. Seems like it's totally gonna run into Stubborn now. No, we lost game 1. This is game 2. Yep, this is the third Grixis Shadow player. All right. I have no hand anymore. My opponent is asking if Karn is back on the menu. I'm like, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, etc. Right? Hmm. So let's play this out, and I think I'm actually going to Garrison bounce the Bojuka Bog here. I'm probably gonna be blowing up this amulet, so holding a bounce line in hand doesn't have any value to me. That's a Thought Scour. My opponent's gonna angler me this turn. Yep. Feels bad, man. It's mind-blowing how they always have it. Whenever I play Grixis Shadow, I always die without finding a threat. But whenever I play against Grixis Shadow, it always feels like my opponent just has everything all the time. I really don't know what to make of it. Like, is the deck broken or what? And it's just okay. Once upon a time. I guess there is something I can draw here. I can draw a bounce land, semi-growth chamber. Yep. So does my opponent somehow not have any piece of interaction? So that's what I'm playing towards. That's my line. It's not a great line, but it is a line, I guess. I can't even haste because I drew both the Bordos Garrison and the Stronghold. Brutal. Cast it now? No, I don't want to. Like, my opponent had stub mana anyway. If your opponent has stub mana, like, if I cast it there, then I am basically time walking myself for no reason. Like, before there was an actual reason, right? I was able to blow up I was able to blow up the Death Shadow, which meant that's just insane. We're probably just dead here. My opponent went top, so I'm going to assume that we're just dead. This is bad. Such a miserable matchup. So they probably have like stub or something, or just TBR. Alright, GG's. Alright. So many Grixis shadows. Just stop the cover and bounce on Titan is not that hard. I know, I mean. I think that the shadow matchups are either very interesting or just like completely dumb. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. We definitely need some ramp, but like we can go turn one, turn one amulet into turn two, probably steerings, and I think I'm gonna play it off the Ghost Quarter because like if I draw Azusa, I can still play the Azusa. Of course, that would be my best draw by far. You have to be kidding me, right? Like this. Like, am I really playing against another Grixis Shadow player here? I mean, I'm gonna jam. All right. All right. All right. Opt. Good. Okay. That's so good, Gargosh. I mean, you were doing your thing. That's what Shadow does. Um. Hmm. So my opponent could be playing a Blood Moon deck. So I guess I kind of have to jam. Which really sucks. But I just cannot wait for my opponent to draw into their Blood Moons, right? So I think I just like they can mana leak me or something, or logic not me or whatever. Remand. Alright, that feels really bad. Blood Moon? So I'm definitely jamming again. Now the question is, what do I bounce here? Yeah, I think I'm going to bounce the Ghost Quarter. Sweet. I can't go for the kill, but I guess my opponent didn't notice. Alright, so my opponent is 100%, 200% playing Blood Moon, so we're going to bring this in. They're definitely playing Counter Magic, so we're going to bring this in. And that's about it. We can shape one of these. Maybe we can bring in Bailoff and these members. Like, I don't have enough information for this, so I will hold on that. But we for sure are going to do the opposite, the rest. All right, chat. Everyone borrow a shadow deck from my traders and get ready to queue for this matches. Damn it! You guys found the line. Huh. So I guess this is the Delver deck. Okay. Yeah, it's probably a Delver deck, huh? I guess Bujuke Bog was the other consideration there. Don't bolt my dude, please. Ugh, they bolted my dude. Steerings. Brutal. Dewivsky. Oof. So I guess I play the T-West this turn. Don't moon me, bro. Don't moon me, bro. Don't moon me. Nice. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do the preemptive explosives here. 1, 2, 3. I guess they might be playing like the 2-mana blue Tarmogoyf dude here. Snapcaster opt. Alright. Alright, at least we're covered for Moon. So now we can growth chamber to transmute this for cavern. We get super god by cryptic, but thing in the ice, huh? All right, so I guess we're gonna wait a little bit more. Amulet is here. Yeah, Yamska. We're playing some Karn and also Petty Theft. All right, it's pretty brutal. I mean, the silver lining here is that at least we get to Explosion 2. So I guess that's something. Here's the moon. So we get to stop the clock entirely. Yeah, I guess I don't want my opponent to get a free Snapcaster, so we're gonna blow this up right now. Alright, no club for you. Do we just jam here? I'm kind of feeling it, honestly. Alright, 2 cards in hand. Disdainful Stroke. Alright. And they can even play the Borrower. Brutal. Now I need to worry about Snappy. Once upon. Alright. Pact. For Sage. Brutal. Well, that's actually just fine. That's also just fine. Alright. What's your last card in hand, OP? What's your 1 card in hand? Cryptic? Wow. Must be nice. Must be nice. Isn't Upcasted a 2 mana blue Tarmogoyf? No. There's like a Merfolk dude. Cutthroat. This guy. Brineborn Cutthroat. As a 2 mana 2/1 flash, and whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. That dude grows very big. Alright, we're done here. Alright, so my opponent's just playing Blue Moon, basically. I want to just play in Blue Moon, so I feel like I do want some dismembers to stop the clock. And I'm not so hot on Pact of Negation. I am hot on Engineered Explosives though. I'm gonna do 2 dismembers. All right. Okay. We have Answer to Moon. Ugh, that sucks. That super sucks. All right. Thing in the ice. That's not bad, at least. Thing in the ice down. Oh, I guess they can have Force of Negation, yeah. Force of Negation is probably fine, though. Because I can also Explosives on 2. And that was actually 2 for 1. Nice. Giant. That's the turn. Snapcaster. Yikes. They tapped wrong, so they can't bolt me. Those 3 damage might be relevant. I think I'm gonna blow this up right now. Bone Crusher Giant. Karn? Plus on nothing. Play this. And if we untap, we basically win. Oh, my opponent wanted to cast Stomp end of turn. Just to ping me for 2. Attacking Karn. They're using resources to answer the Karn, which is good for me. No more cards in hand. And this is probably game over. Mystic Sanctuary for what? For Force of Negation? Well, my opponent just lost themselves the game. Turn 6 Primeval Titan. Just good old fashioned turn 6 prime time. Good old fashioned turn 6 prime time. Getting the job done. Yeah, so I know that my opponent is drawing a Force of Vigor, a Force of Negation, so we just don't care. We also have the answer to the Blood Moon in hand. So my opponent can double block here. I'm probably okay with that. Yeah, at this point, I don't know how they get out of this. Vesuva and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna do Vesuva and Boros Garrison. Wee zombies. Why not blow on their turn? Because I don't want them to like play a couple of spells in response and then just like bounce their Snapcaster and get value for free. Opponent can double block, but then they are just dying to zombies. Steerings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here I'm just getting double basic. Alright. That was a Nightmare League. And we ended up with a 3-2. Well, I guess that it wasn't as Nightmare League as yesterday. Yesterday was a real Nightmare League. And there was a burn player in there. Poor burn player. In the middle of it all. No, this one. Okay, so this is what we're cooking with here. Are we desperate enough to play Chameleon Colossus? And do we want to do that switch? Do we want to make that switch? That's the other question. Yeah, House of Mana. Opponent was playing Blue Moon with like Thing in the Ices, Embracing Borrower and stuff. How do we like this? And if we play Chameleon Colossus, what are we replacing it with? For the second league, what do you mean Frostjack? What if we do this? Is Rot Farm to save life from December? Yeah, Brett. So we're basically playing Rot Farm because, I mean, I guess we could be playing another Grow Turf, but I'd rather play another. It's very, very rarely going to save you some life from Dismember, and it's also, but it's mostly just a different name land for Field of the Dead. Yeah, I'm not loving the less than 3 explosive for sure, but I definitely want. So if I don't cut explosives, then I would cut Disdainful Stroke or Dismember. But I feel like I want all of these cards. Or maybe Ramming Up. But like this is so narrow. Like this is hard targeting. This is just like hard targeting specifically Grixis Shadow. So it has protection from Grixis Shadow basically. And it also has like the sided benefit that it's every creature type. So if you put Cavern on Shaman for Scout, Human for Azusa, or a Giant for Titan, it is uncounterable, which is pretty neat. So I guess let's try this. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna do like a short commercial break and then I will be right back. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch part 2 coming up next in the following video. See you next time.